Hello, hello, my gems. What's good? Hope y'all are doing well. Welcome to Mood Vibration. My name is Christina. We're doing your general read for the upcoming time frame. Let's go ahead and jump in and see what's good with my gems. Oh, babies, the village again. All right. So we have the village and the venom and the vow, all kinds of V's. Dig it. The flame and the gem. Damn, gems. I mean, so the village has been in your reads for like a minute. And I kind of get the feeling that there's like some shit going down. And I feel like that's been present in your read for a while. You know, just kind of like this idea of like who's in control of the village, you know, like who's the one who's the keeper of the house, you know what I mean, kind of thing. Like it's just like this power struggle. And I want to say it was a few reads ago, but it came through as you guys just kind of like self-destruct, you know, like hitting that self-destruct button, and like being done with your village. But it keeps showing up, so I don't know if this is just kind of, you know, like it's a theme that's playing itself out, you know, because energy is fluid, and you know, it experiences itself at different levels at different times. So the idea here basically is that, you know, you're really just at war with your environment right now. You're at war with the people in your lives, and I want to say just kind of lashing out, you know. And I mean, to that end, I say, you know, when people lash out, it's for a reason, you know. And gems, I think that you're lashing out because you're like, you feel prevented from moving toward what it is that you really want. And I mean, you know, the vow and the gem and the flame. I mean, the gem is the idea of something that carries a lot of value. And I feel like there's someone who you're just like, you're really drawn to them. You're just like, they carry so much value to you as a person, you know, and you've committed yourself to them. So I mean, I don't know if this is somebody who I mean, because you've had somebody in your read for a while who's, you know, like you're I don't know if you're with them, you know, like if you're just dating them, or, you know, if you're in a relationship with them, but you're like been wanting to take it to that next level, you know, like maybe some of my gems are getting ready to propose. But it's been this idea of like jealousy, you know, and feeling like what you wanted was always being given to everyone else. You know what I mean? It was that idea of like this person who was drawing, you know, other people's attention, and you were jealous because you wanted their attention to be, you know, yours. I mean, there's kind of a little bit of a tantrum feel to it, if I'm being honest. But you know, a tantrum, you know, is that again, it's that idea of like lashing out because you're not dealing with like what's really bothering you, so you're just like taking on all these battles outside of it, and it's just kind of creating this like hostile environment that you're existing in, and so you're wanting to, I want to say that's like that it jumps from that self-destruct to like almost like this idea of like jumping in, like full-fledged, like I'm diving in, I'm done letting people get in my way, is kind of the feel, you know, like there's I feel like an element of competition. My gems. Okay. The Seven of Swords, the World, and the Six of Wands. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. I'm gonna go ahead and say that like the world and the Six of Wands is just kind of like, there's just kind of this real idea, Gems, of like you guys. I hate to say like like throwing a temper tantrum, because obviously you're not literally having a temper tantrum, but it really just kind of come through here that like with in terms of the village, that you almost like you like pitch a fit, and you're like, I'm like, you swept up and bringing an end to whatever it is that's going on in this village, that's not like, it's making you unhappy. Like there's a real sense of like, I am not happy with this, I'm not fucking with this anymore, I'm done, I'm walking away from it. And I feel like you're walking away from like what's going on here, because it feels a little toxic, not gonna lie, you know. And I think you're like self-destruct, done, um, rising back up into what it is that you really long for, which is this relationship with this person. Because they've been in your reads, and it just kind of comes through as this like you wanting to really be with them in a way that like I feel like it was just like other people were in your way. I really do just feel like there's been this idea of like competition, and like being kind of pissed off at everyone, and being in this like battle of who's in control of who. Like that's been a theme in your reads, and it feels like it's really starting to play itself out now, like even more so. um, the Knight of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords is kind of that idea of like, I want to say just like taking an offering to this person. The Knight of Pentacles is usually like a gift card, and I know my gems are always so romantic, and I feel like you're probably like going to this person and like taking them a gift or something, just like expressing your desire to move forward with this person in a real way, because you're done letting everybody get in the way. We have the Blasted Beach, the Eight of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords. Gems, I kind of feel like you're the one who's coming in with this Queen of Swords energy. Like you're just like, I feel like there's like in that tantrum, we'll call it. I'm sorry if that, I don't mean for that to sound like demeaning. Sometimes we just lose our shit, like enough is enough, and like just gotta be dealt with, like, so it's not, I say tantrum, but I don't mean it to sound negative, so I just wanted to clarify that. But but it's this idea that like you're done with all of the bullshit. You're done with being held back. Like that cycle has played itself out, and you want to like, the Eight of Wands is a card of like precision and speed, and I feel like this all kind of happens quickly, not because it wasn't, it's kind of like this idea was a long time coming, and so when it does happen and it happens quickly, it there was a lot of things that went into the back end of it. It's not as quick as it may seem, is what I want to say. But the idea is that you're coming in with this truth, you're moving towards what you want. And the Six of Pentacles is like, this is like a beautiful, copacetic relationship type of card. The Six of Pentacles is like everybody's giving and everybody's receiving, like I want to say like you're moving toward a relationship that feeds you and nurtures you, that you are able to like give what you are receiving, and like it just works really well, and that's what's coming through here, that you're just going through this change because you're tired of waiting, and you're tired of feeling like people are getting in your way. Page of Wands and Temperance. The Page of Wands is kind of like that flirtatious card, and mean, Six of Pentacles is kind of like, to me, it's it's like the minor arcana of the major arcana of Temperance. You know, it's that idea of give and take. It's that idea of balance. And I feel like what you're saying to this person is, you know, that they bring you balance. You know, they give you peace. I just feel like it's almost like you've been sitting on your emotions for so long that you're about to explode. That's what that is, that feeling of that, like that tantrum, you know, like I can't keep it in anymore, you know, like blah. You know, like I gotta bring this to an end, you know, like I can't, like everybody move, get out of my way, you know, like I've got to go for what I want, because what I want is peace. I mean, I feel like that's kind of an idea that's coming here for you, is that you want peace. That's all you want, you know? You're like, I'm so done with all this ridiculousness. You know, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to make my offer, you know, and I'm going to express the fact that, like, I'm not, like, I haven't let this go. And I don't know, I mean, because, you know, I don't even want to say necessarily, like, let it go, but, like, you know, if you are in a relationship with someone, it's almost this idea of, like, I don't know, if maybe you're, like, you haven't it really expressed to them. I mean, there's kind of just this feeling of, like, you haven't really shared with them how you feel. You haven't really been able to move forward with them in the way that you want to move forward with them, because you just haven't said anything to them about it. You know, it was that, like, it's surreal because you haven't made it real. But I feel like there's this energy that's almost explosive for my gems. Alright. Let's see what else we can get here for my gems. The Star, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups. Yeah, I mean, because this idea of just, like, there being lack, you know, like you weren't, I feel like you were so busy keeping track of everyone else that you weren't even showing up. You know, it's like you were too busy, I want to say too busy being just like a jealous kind of, I mean, I don't want to call you an asshole to your face, but an asshole, you know, like, because it's that idea, you know, like this, I feel like you're just feeling really angry and really competitive and really frustrated and you know, like jealous over this person, and it's like you've spent so much time, like, brooding that you haven't been able to offer this person any of the romance or love or sincerity or peace or balance that you are, like, demanding of yourself, you know, or for yourself. You know, it's like, how can you expect someone to give you something if you're not willing to give it in return? And, you know, I think that that's really kind of like the harsh reality that you're facing. You know, and part of that frustration, you know, with others is just like a manifestation of the frustration that you have with yourself. And, you know, like, you're wanting to really, I want to say, like, bring healing to that and, like, rise up into, you know, your power, because, you know, when you're lacking your power, then you're lacking all of the things that you wanted your power to offer you, you know, but you get out what you put in, you know. The Four of Wands, the Ten of Cups, Life Renewed, Ace of Pentacles, and Nine of Pentacles. You know, I kind of want to say, gems, that, I mean, with the ending and, you know, like, walking away and kind of, like, I want to say just, like, you know, tantruming your way out of the village, you find that you come into, I mean, you know, the Four of Wands is, like, community and working together, and I do get the feeling that, like, what it is that you're releasing is giving you the opportunity to move into a new project or a new area of life. I mean, it's almost like this, like, I want to say, like, a level up or of a maturing, you know, like, your life was here and now it's here. You know, maybe, like, you were partying all the time and now you're, you know, like, you're focusing your attention on something, I want to say, more constructive. is what's coming through. You know, like there's this idea of like being constructive rather than destructive. And I mean, life renewed, you know, Gems, I feel like this is you, you know, like a transition of you. You know, like because you're the Ace of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups, and it really is coming through as like this idea of like when you step into this new area of life, when you step into this new relationship, when you step into like a whole new arena in life. You know, I almost kind of get the feeling of like going back to that idea of temper tantrum, but it's like the little kid that's like got his face pressed up against the, you know, the candy container, you know, and it's just like been looking in at all the candy that he can't have. And it's that idea of like getting really frustrated and just like, you know, like breaking it and taking, you know, breaking the window and taking the candy. You know, but you're not breaking the window and taking the candy. You know, you're stepping into, I want to say you're stepping out of this realm of like negative emotion that you've been swimming in and stepping into a fullness of emotion and you know, in yourself. I mean, the Nine of Pentacles is a very, you know, like independent card, and it is kind of this idea of like you experiencing emotional fullness on your own, because again, you can't give something if you don't have it to give. And if you are lacking in self-love or lacking in, you know, self-respect, you know, because I feel like there's an idea of respect here even. And, you know, like if you can't offer another person respect, if you can't offer another person love, why would they invest their respect and their love into you? Of course they're investing it into other people because other people are showing up, you know. And it's just kind of that idea of you really having to one, break away from this like angsty environment and move toward that next level of your life, you know, like it's like time to level up, you know what I mean? Time to move into a state of balance, you know, and treat something or someone with the value that they deserve to be treated with. You know, like I get the feeling that in a way, Gems, you've kind of devalued this person, you know, and that there might have been a little bit of frustration present for you with that, you know, because you're devaluing them, just sent them in another direction. You know, they were like, okay, well, you know, like whatever, you know, fine, I'll spend time with people who want to spend time with me, who aren't just sitting around being mad at me all the time. You know, I mean, it's just kind of this idea of like, I want to say this person calling you on your shit, and then you having to really just kind of like wreak havoc in an area of your life that was preventing you from moving forward in the direction you keep saying you want to go, or like your energy is like coming through is like, this is the direction I want to go, but you were never really getting there. Okay, let's see what else we can get for my Gems. The Empress and the Four of Pentacles. You know, Gems, there's been a time in your reads when it's come through as like, I'm going to show them who's in charge, because I'm in control of the money. I'm in control of, like, I'm in control here. And you getting people to do what you wanted them to do by manipulating the situation, you know, through financial control. And I kind of get the feeling that this person, you know, who you've been, I mean, I don't know if you're like actually separated from them, you know, physically, or if it's just emotionally. That could play out either way, but there's this idea of like them being on their guard toward you, because rather than like investing your energy in developing a happy, healthy relationship with them, you were investing your energy on anger and manipulation. you know? And it was like, you say you love me, but everything you do says different, you know? And I feel like you just really have to, it's you proving yourself, you know? It's like, put your money where your mouth is, you know? And I feel like for whatever reason, you are really feeling like held back in this whole village environment, however that plays out for you. But that, you know, like this person, they drew boundaries, and I think they stopped tolerating your anger and your disrespect, and it fucks with you and sends you into a little tantrum, but a tantrum that I think is much needed in order to really get you to move, you know? The Five of Cups, the King of Wands, Page of Wands, Page of Cups, and Four of Pentacles. You know, and I want to say that like this person who you've been dealing with, and part of the frustration that has come through in some of these reads is just that idea that like they are not concerning themselves with you. They are concerning themselves with them and filling their cup and building their life, you know. And it's not that they won't share it with you. It's just that you have to ask them to, you know, you have to like open that door. You know, and then, you know, they're very willing to share it with you, but there's, you know, just kind of this like emotional turmoil that you're experiencing, you know, again, leading back into that like lashing out. You know, you've just been lashing out because you've been frustrated and felt like, I want to say you felt alone in it all. And what you weren't understanding is that you were the one who was creating the isolation, you know, and being angry with this person. For the lack that you were bringing, you know. And the Page of Wands is just like that like high energy, like excited to really move forward and discover, you know, what it is that lies ahead. And the King of Wands, I mean, I kind of feel like this is your energy in a way, Gems, because it's that idea of like setting out, you know, like you've made this decision, but you're like almost like this, but on the inside, you know, like outside you're like staying strong, but inside you're like giddy at the opportunity to like actually, it's like, I feel like a relief, you know, like this relief of no longer having your energy focused. So I don't know what it is that happens that like sends you into this little frenzied tantrum that I want to say just really like changes your entire perspective on everything. Or maybe your perspective has changed on something and that's like the catalyst for it. But whatever it is, there's almost this excitedness because you don't even care. You know, to me, it's like it's the idea here is that it's like, I don't even care about all of that bullshit anymore. Like, I just want what I want and I'm going to do it. You know, and in the Four of Pentacles is a home card, you know, like creating a home environment with somebody. So, you know, like, however that plays out for you with this person, you know, if maybe you move in together. I mean, if you're already living together, maybe you get engaged, or, you know, I don't know, like, but it seems like you're taking this relationship to that next level, because what you were realizing is that in the end you were just fighting these battles, you know, that were like almost, you know, like self-inflicted, and you know, like in reacting in manipulative ways that, you know, like rather than just like addressing the problem or like engaging in the like the things that were actually going to bring change and affect the change that you wanted, you were just like demanding that it change while you were being unwilling to make any changes yourself. And I think just like recognizing the folly of that, helps you to move forward. Okay, that's too many. The Ocean, yeah. You have the Ocean and Temperance and the Six of Pentacles. You know, and it just really is this idea of like needing to bring everything back into balance. Gems, I feel like you guys have just been really out of balance. You've been really in your heads, you know, like you've just been feeling jealous, you've been feeling competitive, you've been feeling all these like negative things, and they were playing themselves out in your relationships, you know, and it was like it was just going to keep playing itself out until you actually addressed what it was that needed to be addressed, you know, instead of like avoiding it. Because once you make this transition and you move in this direction, you know, it seems like this person is there, you know, like they're present, they're, you know, like I think that they've been there the whole time, but they're just like, but I can't like bow to your every whim and tantrum. You know, like you have to be logical here, like take your emotions out of it for a second and like be real with me. And you know, I think that that's what really kind of offers you this transition, that seems to be, you know, a very positive transition. I mean, we don't have the Lover's card or anything here, but I feel like what's been missing from it has been balance. You know, it hasn't been a lack of love, it's been a lack of balance. And that seems like a real lesson that you're learning. So I hope this resonates for y'all. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you again soon.